Are you preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance exams? BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA, your one-stop solution for all MBA exams related questions. Watch unique strategies to ace CAT, XAT, SNAP, IIFT, TISNET, CMAT and other important MBA entrance exams. Tips and tricks to boost score, subject-wise and chapter-wise sessions, previous year's questions, exam-related update and notifications, live exam analysis and actual questions discussion. So why wait? Subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated.
Hi, a warm good afternoon to all of you. Welcome, my dear friends. I'm Gaurav Gupta and I welcome all of you to the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. Now friends, this is our next session in the series of sessions that we are conducting for all of you for the preparation of MAHCET MBA 2022 examination. Now you have been attending all these lectures regularly. So I welcome back all of you once again to my next session in which I'll be taking on the questions on data sufficiency. Now, before I'll start this session, can you please quickly give me a thumbs up if all of you can hear me clearly and if I am audible and visible to all of you. Hello Ninad, Roosters, Swamini, Harsh, Yogiraj, good afternoon to all of you. So yes, it shows that I am clearly audible and visible to all of you, and this is the right time to start with this session. So friends, welcome back once again to the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I am Gaurav Gupta and today we'll be taking on the data sufficiency questions on MAHCET MBA 2022. Now, if all of you have observed the pattern of MAHCET examination, this examination the last year, then you all must have observed that there were certain slots of MAHCET in which we could find a lot of questions coming from data sufficiency. Yes, the questions of data sufficiency came in both the areas of logical reasoning as well as quantitative ability. Now in this session, I will be taking on the questions on data sufficiency which are based on quantitative ability, not on logical reasoning. Okay, so this session will be focused on this on the questions of data sufficiency that are based on some of the other concepts of quantitative ability. All right, so fine. Neha, Modi Sarkar, Swamini, Dharmi, thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. All right. So we already know that this particular type of questions, the way the questions are asked, basically this is nothing but all the concepts of quant only. But the way the questions are asked is a different way. So that is why we need to practice at least a few questions of data sufficiency before we actually are ready to face these type of questions in the actual examination. Okay. All right, so start करते हैं आज का session and there will be around 15-16 questions that will be taking on today. Okay, so again, like every session, I want all of you to be responding to all these questions properly. I'll be giving you some time. We'll be looking at these questions one by one, and I'll be giving you around 45 seconds to 1 minute for every question. Now, in the initial part of this session, I'll be starting with some very basic questions on data sufficiency. All right. Now, this is the first question on your screen. Have a look at it and give me an answer. So all of you be ready with your pen and papers. First question already on the screen. A very easy question. Just understanding the nature of these questions, just understanding the format in which the questions will be given to us. So have a look at this question and try to answer among option A, B, C or D. Hello Vijay. Now this one is a very easy question to start with. don't worry, we'll gradually be increasing the level of difficulty of these questions. Okay, now I hope all of you will be able to answer this question. So those who know the pattern of these questions. So I'll first of all, with this first question, would try to explain the pattern, the way, the algorithm, the steps that we should be using to solve the questions of data sufficiency. So first of all, the format of this question. Now, in these questions, at the beginning, they will ask you a certain question. Like here, they're asking you, what is the speed of the bus? Okay, so they'll ask you a question. Now, this question will be followed by two set of statements, statement 1 and statement 2, as you can see on your screens. Okay, now these two statements will have some information that will be given about the question that is asked up there. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to tell them whether these statements are sufficient to answer the questions or not. Now, if I look at the way of solving these questions, we have to first of all start by considering these two statements individually. So I'll not directly mix up the information that is given in both the statements. So I'll first of all take statement number 1 alone. We'll determine if I can find the answer using statement number 1 alone or not. Okay, so it can be there may be two different possibilities. Either I'll get answer from statement number 1, or I will not get an answer from statement number 1. So this can be only possibility. Now, whatever be the case, I'll then move on to second statement and will treat it individually. I'll not mix any of the information that was given in statement 1. So make sure that as soon as you move to statement 2, if you are treating it individually, then try not to mix any information that was given in statement 1. So again, statement 2 ko akele treat karenge. So we have two possibilities. Either I'll get the answer or I'll not get the answer. All right, fine. So basis like treating both these statements individually, the answer can be what possibilities can be the answers be. So first statement se answer akele aa jayega, second se nahi aayega. Statement number 1 is sufficient to answer the given question alone, but statement 2 is not sufficient. Or the option can be statement number 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is sufficient. Another option can be both statements taken individually are sufficient to answer the question. Now, in any of these situations, you can mark one of the given options, but there may be another situation that will arise that I am not getting the answer from statement number 1 as well as statement number 2 when I treated these two statements individually. So first se bhi answer nahi aaya, second se bhi answer nahi aaya. Now in such a situation, when you are unable to get an answer from statement number 1 as well as statement number 2, so in this situation, we will combine the information that is given in two statements. So this is the only situation when we'll combine. In case we are getting answer from at least one of these statements, we will not combine these two statements. So अगर किसी भी एक statement को individually treat करने से answer आ जाता है, in that scenario हम दोनों statements को combine नहीं करेंगे. We will combine these two statements only if we are unable to get an answer from statement number 1 individually as well as from statement number 2 individually. So मैंने combine कर दिया इन statements को. So after combining these two statements, I may get the answer. So option will be statement number 1 and statement number 2 when taken together will give me an answer, or the option can be statement number 1 and 2 taken together will not give me the answer. Okay, so this is how we treat these type of questions. All right, so let's have a look at the question that is there in front of us. इसको देखते हैं, check करते हैं क्या आंसर होगा. So I'll erase the entire screen. Now question is, what is the speed of the bus? Now to calculate the speed, we need to find out the distance covered as well as the time taken. First statement gives us the bus covers a distance of 350 kilometers in 7 hours. Now मजे की बात यह है, there is no need to calculate the speed. No need to calculate the speed. You just need to tell them whether you will be able to calculate the speed or not. Simple. सो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस ऐसे होते हैं यहाँ पे कि आपको फाइनली आंसर नहीं कैलकुलेट करना होता, यू जस्ट हैव टू टेल देम whether you will be able to find the answer or not. So using statement number 1 alone, yes, I can find the speed of the bus. Let's talk about statement number 2. Now statement number 2 also gives us the distance and the time. So again, if I take statement number 2 alone, I will be able to get the answer. All right. So most of you have given option C as the answer. If either of the statement 1 alone or 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. So yes, all of you are absolutely correct. Correct answer is option C. Okay. So we have spent a little more time on first question, understanding the pattern of these questions and understanding the way which should be used to solve these type of questions. Now let's move on to the next questions quickly. So question number 2 on your screen. Read it and give me an answer. Ram, there will be some more classes. So right now we are conducting one class on each and every topic, and certainly will be repeating these sessions. So please don't worry. Now all the other topics are equally important. So we will be first of all focusing on each and every topic, and then we'll be repeating all these sessions once again in the next month. Now, what is the present age of Abhi? All right, Shaikh, Roosters, Modi, Yogiraj, Ninad, all of you have given the answer. So let's have a look at this. Again, easy question lag raha hai ye. What is the present age of Abhi? Now, statement number 1 alone, the ratio of present age of Abhi and his sister is 7:3. So statement number 1 is giving me the ratio of the present ages of Abhi and his sister. So I can assume that their ages are 7x and 3x. But using this information, I will not be able to determine the age of Abhi. So statement number 1 alone is not sufficient to answer the question. Let's talk about statement 2. Now 2 says Abhi is 8 years older than his sister. So second statement taken alone gives us the difference between their ages, which is 8 years. So again, using difference, I will not be able to find the age of any one of these two. So statement number 2 alone is also not sufficient. Now I'll combine these two statements. The first statement gives us the ratio. Second statement gives us the difference between their ages. Now if I'll combine these two statements, I will get the answer. So the difference 7x and 3x, the difference here is 4x. And according to second statement, it is equal to 8. So I'll get the value of x and I can find the age of Abhi as well as his sister. But we required the age of Abhi only. So by the combination of these two statements, the answer can be given. So again, all of you are absolutely correct. So answer will be option D. Both 1 and 2 together are sufficient. All of you must be enjoying right now giving correct answers because the nature of the questions is very easy. So don't you worry. Some wonderful questions, some slightly higher level of difficulty questions are there in this session as well. So next easy question on your screen. Vineet, ITM Navi Mumbai is an average college. The question is with which college are you comparing ITM Navi Mumbai? So for me, I'll say that every college is good. They are providing us education. But the question is we are doing the relative comparison. Are we comparing college X with college Y? Okay, so this is the question. Hello Modi Sarkar, how are you? Now there are two students with the name Modi Sarkar. Okay, Modi Sarkar 2.0, Modi Sarkar 2024. All right. Okay, Vineet, for me, I'll say ITM Navi Mumbai is better than IBS Mumbai. Okay, other people may differ, but for me, I'll say ITM Navi Mumbai is better. In case you are getting the main campus of IBS, which is Hyderabad, then certainly IBS Hyderabad is much better. Okay, now let's look at this question. Now, if Neha is 5 years older than Reena, what is the age of Neha? Okay, So it is given that Neha is 5 years older. So using statement number 1 alone, or and the information that is given in the question, so I can say that Reena and Neha, let's assume their values. So Neha is 5 years older than Reena. So if Reena is X, then Neha will be X plus 5. All right. Now statement number 1 says that 10 years ago, Neha was 4 times as old as Reena. So 10 years ago, age of Reena will be X minus 10, and 10 years ago, age of Neha will be X minus 5. So मैंने 10 minus कर दिया दोनों की ages में से. Now 10 years ago, Neha was X minus 5 is equal to 4 times X minus 10. Now, upon solving this expression, upon solving this equation, I will get the value of X. X का value आ जाएगा बहुत easily and will be able to answer this question. Right? So, statement number 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Now check statement number 2. Statement number 2 says Reena is more than 11 year old. So Reena's age is more than 11 year. That does not help us in any way. Reena 12 की भी हो सकती है, 13 की भी हो सकती है, 14 की भी हो सकती है. So if I look at statement number 2 alone, it is not sufficient to answer the question. And yes, again, all of you are absolutely correct. Correct answer is 1 alone, that is option A. Okay, chaliye, let's quickly move on to the next question. Now a very easy question, less than 30 seconds you should be able to give the answer. Okay, nice, good. So again, another easy question, what is the number? Let's say the number is X. Now statement number 1 alone, 45% of X, 45% of X is equal to 900. So from here I'll be able to solve for X easily. So statement number 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Looking at statement number 2 alone, 1/4 of that number is 30 less than 1/3 of that number. So that means x by 3 minus x by 4. This is given as 30. So again, upon solving this equation, I will be able to get the value of x. So statement number 2 also is sufficient. Okay. Ninad, you will have to wait for that if you want a higher level of difficulty. So like wait for another 5 to 10 minutes and the questions will certainly come. So I cannot directly jump to those questions. So the answer for this question will be option C if either of the statement 1 or 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. Next question. Now this will be like slightly higher level as compared to the previous few questions, but still I'll consider this as an easy one. Okay, so now people are giving option C and option D as the answer. So yes, we can say that this is a slightly higher level of difficulty because this is the first time I'm getting different answers. So some of you are saying that both statements together are sufficient. Some of you are saying that together they are not sufficient. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this one. After how many years from the start of the business did Nikhil join the business? So time period for Nikhil we have to find out. Statement number one alone. Ram and Sham started the business together by investing in the ratio 7:4. After a few years from the start of the business, after a few years, they have not given the number of years. After a few years from the start of the business, Nikhil joined them. The ratio of the investment of Sham and Nikhil is 8:9. So Ram is to Sham is given as 7:4 and Sham is to Nikhil is given as 8:9. This is the ratio of their investments. So Ram is to Sham is to Nikhil. I will be able to determine which will be 14:8:9. Now, statement number one only gives us the ratio of their investment. Is it does not talk about like anything about the time period. Certainly, they are saying that Ram and Sham started the business. So Ram and Sham were present in the business since beginning, and the third person who is Nikhil joined a few years later. But how many years later? This is what we have to find out, and nothing is given about that. So statement number one alone is not sufficient. Now let's look at statement number two alone. So it says that the sum of the share of the profit of Ram profit and Sham's profit was 22,000. So profits की बात करते हैं अगर, so Ram plus Sham, they have earned a profit of 22,000. So again, we don't know about the total profit, so we cannot do anything using statement number two. And in statement number two, there is no reference of Nikhil. So again, statement number two is not sufficient to answer the question. Okay. Now, if I combine the information that is given to calculate the time period for Nikhil, now what all we will require? Time period of Nikhil find out karna hai. So we first of all require the total time period for which money was invested. Okay, so Ram and Sham started. After some years, Nikhil joined, but for how long they all stayed in the business? This is also not given. Also, the total profit is not given. Total profit is not given because Ram and Sham they got 22,000. Fine. If I'll even take Ram and Sham as a single entity because in दोनों ने एक साथ start किया है, fine, they have got 22,000. But I don't know about the total profit. This 22,000 they have got from 30,000 or 40,000 or whatever. This is also not given. So even by combining these two statements, I will not be able to get an answer. I'll not be able to get after how many years did Nikhil join the business. So the correct answer for this question will be statement number one and two together are not sufficient to answer the question. So correct answer is option D. Some of you are correct, some of you are wrong. So we can say that yes, we are increasing the level of difficulty. So let's move ahead and look at the next question. Oh, this is an easy one, but you will certainly require like some carefulness to solve this question. So do this one very carefully. I mentioned that take this question very carefully. Oh, Ninad says options wrong hai. So Ninad, please read the options very carefully. It may be possible that options are wrong, but I am telling you that for this question, the options are absolutely correct. Jayesh, generally 30 seconds to 45 seconds, basically less than a minute should be given to each of these questions, and the questions are easy. Okay, let's understand this thing. Now, you are given a line and you are given that point R divides the line. Now, if you have studied the chapter of coordinate geometry, you will recall that a point may divide a line joining the other 2 points internally as well as externally. Okay. Now, obviously, when you will read this question, you will not get to know or you will not get to recall about this particular thing. Even when you will read statement number 1, you will not recall about external or internal division. But certainly, looking at statement 2, you can say that they have clearly mentioned that point R divides the line PQ externally. So by just looking at this word, you must recall that a point may divide a line joining 2 points either internally or externally. All right. So please be careful about this thing. So there will be certain instances in these questions that you will not be able to recall each and everything looking at first statement, but second statement will give you a hint and using which you can change your answer. Okay. So the line PQ of length 10 centimeters is given. So PQ is 10 centimeters. Now the point R divides the line PQ. Now after reading this line, we will think that point R will be lying between P and Q. We will assume that point R will be dividing line joining PQ internally. And we need to find out the length of PR. Fine, no problem. Now statement number 1, when you will read, those who have given first option like option A as the option A nahi, option A diya hai काफी लोगों ने. So using statement 1, length of QR is 4 centimeter. So you will assume that R will lie here and this will be 4. So this is 6. So statement number 1 से answer आ जाना चाहिए. But statement 2 clearly mention कर रहा है कि there can be 2 possibilities because statement number 2 में externally mention कर दिया है. So statement number 2 says R divides the line PQ externally. Okay, so that means the assumption that you have taken, now you can do a correction and there can be 2 possibilities that may arise here. Okay, so after reading second statement, you will get to know. Definitely, there is no problem in that. We have not marked the answer yet. Okay, so we can make the correction when we are solving the question. Okay, so now if I look at statement number 1 again, so I can make 2 different possibilities because earlier in statement number 1, we already assumed that the point will be internally. But statement number 2 says that there can be other direction as well. The point can also be externally. Okay, fine. So this is an important thing that you must consider. So PQ, another way. So R can be on the right hand side of Q or on the left hand side of P. So using statement number 1, we are not certain. Why we are not certain? Because we don't know on which direction of Q this point R is lying. Okay, so point R may be internally dividing these 2 statements and point R may be externally dividing these 2 equations. Okay, these 2 this line, right? Now using statement 2 alone, line is 10 centimeter, R divides the line PQ externally, but it does not tells us the distance of R from either of P or Q. So statement 2 is also alone not sufficient. Now once I'll combine these 2 statements, given was PQ of length 10 centimeters, length of QR is 4, so R can be here or R can be here, 4 and 4. but R divides line PQ externally. So this R will be rejected and this R will be selected. So now we can find out the length of PR, which is 14 centimeters. Okay. Am I clear? Now Modi Sarkar, you are absolutely right. वो अलग statement है, but that statement has given a hint, and we can go back to statement number 1 once again. Because in statement number 1, we assumed ourselves that point R must be lying internally. But can I say that point R may be internal or external? Yes, there can be two cases. In statement number 1, while we were treating statement number 1 alone, हमने assume कर लिया था. Assumptions should not be taken in such questions. Okay. Jayesh, you're saying that, sir, if the statement says that if the line divides internally, so the answer will be changed, or Jayesh, if second statement says point R divides the line PQ internally, then again using both the statements we can give the answer, because still internally बोलने से ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि external वाला जो case है वो eliminate हो जाएगा. So still for statement 1, both the cases will still be open. हमने consider नहीं किया था, वो हमारी गलती है. Okay, fine. Yogi Raj, if you will read the if you'll study the chapter of coordinate geometry carefully, then it clearly mentions that a point can divide a line internally or externally. Okay, divide करने का मतलब ये जरूरी नहीं है कि उसको cut करेगा वो. Okay, external division भी एक topic है, and it is clearly available in the chapter of coordinate geometry. Right? Okay, so this was a good question, I can say that. So answer in this case will be both statements 1 and 2 are required to answer the question. So the correct answer will be option B and not option A. So Sailesh has given a correct answer earlier. Dharmi has given a correct answer. Nice. So these two students have given a correct answer earlier. Wonderful. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, people were asking for a little higher level of difficulty. We have already started with that. All right, Ninad, Ram, very good. Roosters, Dharmi, Yogiraj, Jayesh. All right. Now we have to find a two-digit number. So let's assume that the two-digit number is AB. All right. A is the digit at tens place and B is the digit at units place. So just talking about the basics of these type of questions, what can be the possible values that A can take? So A can take all values starting from 1 up till 9. The value of A cannot be 0. It's a two-digit number. Similarly, B, the values can be starting from 0 up till 9. Yes, the value of B can be 0. Now, when they are talking about two-digit number, if I want to form a number using digits A and B, so I can write the number as 10A plus B. Why 10A plus B? Because the digit at tens place will be multiplied by its place value, which is 10. So digit at tens place will be multiplied by 10 and digit at units place will be multiplied by 1, and these two numbers will be added to form the number. Okay. Now let's come to these statements. Statement number 1. All of you have given option C as the answer. So it should be correct. Let's see if all of you are correct or not. Now statement number 1 says that, careful, all of you with me, the ratio between the two-digit number. So the number is 10A plus B, and the sum of the digits, which is A plus B. Okay, the number is 10A plus B, sum of the digits is A plus B. The ratio between these two is 5 upon 2. Okay, now I am giving you 30 seconds. Quickly give me, just do cross multiplication and give me the ratio of A and B. I am giving you 30 seconds. Give me the ratio of A and B. Yes, all of you. Solve it slowly, solve it carefully. I just need the ratio of A and B upon cross multiplication. Come on. Good, Modi Sarkar, very good. Expecting an answer. I was always expecting an answer from you. Very good. Any other answer? 1 is to 5. So both Modi Sarkars have given the answer. Okay, so 1 upon 5 is the ratio of A and B. Okay, now if you know at the top of the screen, if you'll see, you know the possible values of A and B. So can you give me set of values of A and B? So ratio is 1 is to 5. Possible values of A are 1 से लेके 9 तक and B का 0 से लेके 9 तक. So can you give me the values of A and B now? Values of A and B. So single digit numbers which are in the ratio 1 is to 5. So values of A and B, this is what I want. Earlier we got the ratio of A and B. Now I want values of A and B. So what can be the values of A and B? And also tell me, do we have a unique set of values for A and B, or do we have multiple set of values of A and B? Come on, you just need to select two numbers from the possible values of A and B such that they are in the ratio 1 is to 5. Alright, Modi Sarkar. So also tell me, is this a unique set of values for A and B, or you may give me any other set of A and B as well? So yes, one of the set of values for A and B is 1 and 5. Now obviously A and B are single digit numbers. A and B are single digit numbers. So you cannot find any other values of A and B which are in the ratio 1 is to 5. That's it. So can I say that yes, answer can be given by using statement number 1 alone? So statement number 1 alone is sufficient because it is giving me unique value of this two-digit number. Okay, Dharmi, you are wrong. Okay, you have removed your answer. Fine, good. So statement number 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Ram Kumar, 26 and 37 cannot be the values of A and B using statement number 1 alone. Okay. Now using statement number 2. So first से answer आ गया है हमारा. Right. So using statement 2 alone, the digit at tens place is 4 less than the digit at units place. So units place B minus the digit at tens place is equal to 4. The difference between these two is 4. So I can say that the number can be 5, 1. So B can be 5, A can be 1. So the number can be 15. It can be 6, 2. The number can be 26. It can be 7, 3. The number can be 37. The number can be 48. The number can be 59. So there are multiple possibilities using statement 2. So statement 2 is not sufficient to answer the question. So the correct answer will be statement number 1 alone is sufficient, but 2 alone is not sufficient. So option A is the correct answer. I hope I am clear to all of you. Come on, tell me, are you enjoying this lecture? So you must have started enjoying this lecture now after like looking at the last few 2 or 3 set of questions. Okay, so if all of you are enjoying, then I would request all of you to please quickly like this session. Come on, go ahead, hit the like button and do press the bell icon, subscribe our channel, comment, share. Okay, so if you are not a subscriber of this channel, please do subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon hit karoge, so you will get all the notification of the upcoming sessions and you will not miss any of my sessions in future. All right, so people are enjoying. Lovely. Thank you, Shaikh. Thank you. Chalo, quickly next question. Now, what is the ratio of male to female in a group? The number of females is 25, less than half the number of males in the group. Statement number 1. Statement number 2, the number of females is 1 by 5 of the number of males in the group. Quickly tell me, 30 seconds. आसान क्वेश्चन आ गया है. You cannot be so careless while answering these questions. Come on, guys. At least use some rough work. At least use some rough work. All of you are again incorrect. Now, guys, they're asking you about the ratio of male and female in the group. Statement number 1 alone, the number of females is 25 less than half the number of males. So if I'll make an equation, number of males divided by 2 minus number of females is equal to 25. Now tell me, will you be able to determine the ratio of male and female using this statement? Yes or no? So m by 2 minus f is equal to 25. Can you determine the ratio of males and females using this equation? No, you cannot. So statement number 1 alone is not sufficient. Okay. Now statement number 2, the number of females is 1 by 5 of the number of males. So yes, number of females is 1 by 5 the number of males. So using statement 2, yes, you can determine the ratio. So answer will be option B, that is 2 alone. Okay. So this is the type of questions that we find in our examination. They will force us to commit mistake, right? Okay, chalo, next question. So question is A more efficient than C? Statement 1, A and B can complete a piece of work in 30 days. Statement 2, B and C can complete the same work in 60 days. Now an easy question, just a few basic information about the questions of time and work, and you should be able to get the answer for this one. So yes, good. People have already started answering, and now I believe that their answer is correct. All right, let's quickly solve this. Now, A and B can complete a piece of work in 30 days. A and B together in 30 days. Now they want the comparison between the efficiencies of A and C. So obviously C is not mentioned in first statement. So it is not sufficient alone to answer the question. Second statement, B and C. Now B is common here, so मैं C and B लिख देता हूँ. C and B can finish piece of work in 60 days. So again, A is not mentioned in second statement, so answer cannot be determined using statement number 2 alone. Now if I'll combine these two, I can see that B is common here. When B works with A, he can finish the work in less amount of time as compared to when he will work with C. So that means A must be more efficient as compared to C. Because when B takes help of A, the work is finished in 30 days, which is less as compared to when B works with C. Okay, so I can say that the answer will be yes, option C, if both statements 1 and 2 together are sufficient to answer the question, but neither statement alone is sufficient. Next question. So again, an easy question on time and work. Not that easy, but you need to know the basics of time and work. Be a little careful. Please don't take these questions for granted. You need to be careful. You are not in an examination. That doesn't mean that you will be careless while solving these questions. So please don't commit such silly errors. All right. Now, some of you are correct. Now, how many days will 8 men and 6 women take to complete the piece of work? Statement number 1. It says 15 men and 6 women complete the piece of work in 3 days. Now these 15 men and 6 women I required for 8 men and 6 women. Okay. So there is no relation between 8 men, 6 women, 15 men, 6 women. So there is no relation between the efficiency of a man and a woman. So that is why I will not be able to determine the answer using statement number 1 alone. Now taking on statement 2 alone, it says 10 men can finish a piece of work in 10 days. It also says that 12 women can finish the same piece of work in 10 days. So now from here I can find number of days for one man, number of days for one woman, using which I'll be able to find out number of days of 8 men and number of days for 6 women. Okay, individually pata lag jayega. So if they will work together, I can also get the answer. All right. So 10 men can finish the piece of work in 10 days will give me information about one man. For 12 women can finish the piece of work in 10 days will give me information about one woman. Now I can also have a comparison between the efficiencies of men and women and can find the answer. Also, I can also find out in how many days 8 men or 6 women will finish the piece of work, and that will also help us in finding the answer. So statement number 2 will alone be sufficient to answer the question. Okay, so the correct answer here will be option B and not any other option. Okay, next question. Now this is a wonderful question. Now the concept is percentages, not any difficult concept, but the question is amazing. Dharmi, as soon as this question will be over, I will go back to the previous one for you. Okay. All right, let's start solving this one. Now, information given in the question: the population of country Y and Z increased by 10% and 15% respectively in 2014 to 2015. So for Y, if the original value was Y, there is an increase of 10%, and for Z, there is an increase of 5%. All right. Let's say this is Y1 and this is Z1. And then there is an increase of 5% and 10% respectively. So for Y, there is an increase of 5%, and for Z, there is an increase of 10%. So getting the values Y2 and Z2 respectively. Okay. Now question is, what is the difference between the population of country Y and Z in 2016? So we have to determine the difference between these two. Okay. Statement 1, I'll read it later. Let's discuss what has happened here. Now for the first year 2014 to 2015, I can say that there is a different percentage increase in Y and Z. Also, similarly from 2015 to 2016, there is a different percentage increase for Y and Z. Right? All of you have seen this. But if I'll talk about net percentage change from 2014 to 2016, 2014 to 2016, can I say that for both Y and Z, the net percentage change from 2014 to 2016 is same? Yes or no? Do you all agree with this part? Yes or no? I am waiting for all of you. So there is a lag of few seconds. So once you will write your answer, I'll get it a little late. All right. So people consider this thing, people know this thing, that from 2014 to 2016, the net percentage change will be same, because for Y, first there is an increase of 10%, then by 5%. For Z, there is an increase of 5 and then by 10. Okay. So net percentage change will be same for both cases. Okay. You can also find out what is this net percentage change by using the formula of A plus B plus AB upon 100. So net percentage change will be 15.5 percentage for both of them. Okay, 15.5% का change आएगा for both of them from 2014 to 2016. Okay. Now, statement number 1. The population of country Y is 50,000 more than the country Z in 2014. Now, Y minus Z is given to you. Y minus Z is equal to 50,000. Okay. You want to find out Y2 minus Z2, the difference between the population of country Y and Z in 2016. Now, can I say that Y2 will be equal to 1.155 times Y. 15.5% का increase किया है मैंने Y2 में. Okay, in the population of country Y, I have increased it by 15.5%. Similarly, Z2 will also be 1.155Y. Now forget about Modi Sarkar. You can find the net percentage change using the formula A plus B plus AB upon 100, where A and B are 10 and 5. Just substitute these values and you will get the net percentage change. Okay. Now coming back to this, Y2 and Z2 I have written in terms of, I'm sorry, Y and Z. यहाँ पे Z आएगा. So I have written Y2 and Z2 in terms of Y and Z. I hope all of you are clear up till this point. Okay. So I can write Y2 minus Z2 as 1.155 times Y minus Z. Now the important part is not this factor. ये factor इतना important नहीं है. The important is that the percentage change will be same, and hence this factor and this factor will be equal, and I'll be able to take it common, and then I can substitute this value of Y minus Z, and I can find out the difference between Y2 minus Z2. Okay. Now अगर ये factor same नहीं होता तो ये common नहीं आ पाता, and I could not substitute the value of Y minus Z. अगर ये factor same नहीं होता, अगर net percentage change same नहीं होता, then I could not take this common factor, common from these here, from there. Okay. And Y minus Z का value substitute नहीं कर सकते थे. Now, since now I can substitute the value of Y minus Z, and hence I can find the difference Y2 and Z2. The difference between Y2 and Z2 can be calculated using statement number 1 alone. Amazing now, right? So this has only happened because I could find out that the net percentage change was same. Initial difference was given. Yes, I can now find the final difference. Okay. Now I'll wait for 30 seconds and will ask you whether you will be able to get the answer using statement number 2 alone or not. Statement 2 alone, will it be able to give the answer yes or no? Now statement 2 says that the population of country Y and Z in 2015, they were equal. They were equal. अब ये कुछ भी हो सकते हैं. I don't know the number. So they were equal, this is given. But for first it is 5% change, for second it is 10% change. I need to find out the difference between Y2 and Z2. So till the time you will not know the values of Y1 and Z1, you will not be able to get the difference between Y2 and Z2. Understand this one. They are talking about Y1 and Z1 and they are saying that they are equal. Fine. They are equal. Okay. They can be 10 and 10. They can be 20, 20. They can be 1,000, 1,000. They can be million, million. So will you be able to find the difference between Y2 and Z2? Will you be able to find the absolute value of the difference between Y2 and Z2? क्या difference calculate कर पाओगे? Yes, anyone? So we will not be able to calculate the difference. So statement 2 is not sufficient. So the answer for this question will be if the data in statement 1 alone is sufficient while statement 2 is not sufficient, option A will be the correct answer. Okay. I'm going back to the previous question one of the students requested. So using statement number 1, 15 men and 6 women 3 days में करते हैं, 8 men and 6 women. Relation find out नहीं कर पाएंगे हम. Will not be able to find out the relation between the efficiencies of men and women. So that is why we'll not be able to answer this question using statement number 1 alone. Statement 2 alone, one man separately I can find out in how many days he can do. One woman separately I can find out. And now I can substitute them here and the final answer can be given. Okay. So this is why statement 2 alone is sufficient. Statement number 1 is not sufficient. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. An amount of money was lent for 3 years. What was the difference between the simple and compound interest earned on it at the same rate? Statement number 1, rate of interest is given. Statement number 2, the total simple interest is given. Okay, good. Nice. So question is, an amount of money was lent for 3 years. Now we'll take two cases. One is simple interest and one is compound interest. So we have to find out the difference between simple and compound interest earned on it at the same rate. So in both the cases, rate of interest is same. It is lent for 3 years. Now we have to find out the difference between simple and compound interest. Now, first of all, obviously we'll need rate of interest. So first statement is giving us the rate of interest, but it is not giving us any other thing as in principal nahi pata. Simple interest of any of the years is also not known. So statement number 1 alone is not sufficient. Similar is the reason for statement number 2 being not sufficient, because in statement number 2 we don't know the rate of interest. Okay. Now I have to see if I'll combine these two statements, will I be able to get the answer or not? Now statement number 2 alone says that the total simple interest is 1500. So simple interest total is 1500. It is lent for 3 years. Total simple interest is 1500. So the concept of simple interest says that the simple interest remains same in every time period. So the interest earned in first year will be equal to second year, will be equal to third year. So simple interest for each of these years will be 500 each. Right? 1500 I have divided it in 3 years. 3 years. Now compound interest in the first year will remain same. It will be 500. Second year compound interest can be calculated if the rate of interest is given. So using rate of interest, I can find out the compound interest of second year, and hence I will be able to calculate the compound interest of third year as well. Now using this, I will be able to find out the difference between simple and compound interest. Yes, the question can be done by combination of these two statements. So both the statements together are sufficient, but neither statement alone is sufficient. So yes, correct answer is option C, given by almost all of you. Lovely, great. All right. Next question on your screen, based on profit and loss. Now, using the data given, we have to find out the cost price of the article, given that there is some markup percentage and there is some discount. Okay. Now, first statement says that the markup percentage is 40% and discount is 20%, and the profit is rupees 156. Profit is given as rupees 156. So will you be able to calculate the cost price? Let's see. So if I'll assume cost price as 100x, 100x, I have to use a variable. So market price will be 140x because markup percentage is 40%. Selling price will be, after a discount of 20%, it will be 112x. So the profit will be difference between these two, that is rupees 156. So using this, I will be able to get the value of x. So 100x and 12x, the difference is 100x and 112 में difference कितना है 12. So 12x is equal to 156, x का value आ जाएगा 13, and you will be able to get the value of cost price. So yes, statement number 1 alone is sufficient. Second statement, shopkeeper marked the article at rupees 520 above the cost price. So cost price, whatever it was, market price was x plus 520, and sold it at a discount of 20%, and he made a profit of 12%. So discount of 20%, selling price will be obtained in terms of x, that is 0.8 into x plus 520. Okay, now this is cost price and this is selling price. There is a profit of 12%. Yes, I will be able to get the value of x. So statement number 2 alone is also sufficient to get the answer. So again, if the data either in statement 1 alone or statement number 2 alone sufficient to answer the question. So yes, correct answer is option C. And again, most of you have given a correct answer. Good, very good. So that's it from my side. This was the last question of the day. I hope all of you liked the session, all of you enjoyed the session, and have some learning to deal with these type of questions of data sufficiency. All right. So please do press the like button if you haven't done up till now. Comment, share, and subscribe our channel, and press the bell icon so that you will not miss any of the upcoming sessions. Now, in case anyone want to enroll CAT 2022 comprehensive program, so these are all the details which are there on the screen, and you can go ahead and join this program. Modi Sarkar, yes, I'll look at it. So the class of puzzles, yes, I have already read your request. So I might take puzzles in future. You can practice these type of questions from the books or the study material that is available. You will find data sufficiency in each and every study material. Okay. So guys, you can follow us on Insta, subscribe and press the bell icon on YouTube channel of BYJU'S, like our Facebook page, join the Telegram channel, and you can get the app downloaded from Google Play. So thank you very much from my side. I hope all of you like this session. We'll definitely see you again and again and again in future with some wonderful sessions like this. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and do not miss any of my sessions. Thank you very much.